Hi guys, welcome back to Infinite Possibilities, the podcast where we explore the lives of amazing people, their choices, challenges and opportunities. And today I have a very special guest, Vanessa Cheung. Is that how I pronounce your last name, by the way?
Yeah, but like...
You say it more.
It's Vanessa Cheung.
Oh, sorry. Vanessa Cheung.
It's not that different from what you said.
I said Cheung, so technically. Yeah, so Vanessa, she's one of my super, super shy friends, and I managed to get her on the podcast. How did that happen?
Well, I don't know. I kind of did it on a whim because, she asked me to, and I was like, well, it's not hard. It's only like half an hour. I'll just do it. Like,
wow, too good.
Whatever.
Growth happens out of your comfort zone, guys. Yeah. So Vanessa, what is your 1-minute introduction about what you do?
So I'm at KPMG Enterprise Audit, which is basically like audit for mid-tier companies. So not necessarily listed. So it's just the smaller companies basically, but. And it's just audit. I mean, there's not much I can say. It's audit.
Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, it's just not as intensive as like corporate audit because they have like the bigger listed companies.
Yeah.
So it's a bit more chill.
Small and tidy.
Yeah.
But you guys have like really a lot of short projects, so you guys are constantly busy.
Yeah.
You don't actually have like a peak busy season.
Yeah. Oh, we're juggling like multiple projects at a time as well. But well, no, we do have a busy season. Like right now, it's really chill.
Yeah.
So there's not much going on, but it just passed like, the busy season.
Aww.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so.
that's cool. So we're gonna go right from the beginning and see like what kind of child Vanessa was like.
Yeah.
So tell me about your childhood and your personality.
Well, I feel like I was the more outspoken type of child. Like,
whoa, what
yeah.
happened? Oh my gosh.
It's kind of like I don't want to go too deep into it, but like the environment I was raised in wasn't 100% the best. So when I grew up, I actually didn't have a good personality.
Wow.
So I could tell a lot of people didn't really like me throughout primary school and stuff. But it got better in high school when I had really good friends and I was able to learn from them the good personality trait to have basically, or how you should and shouldn't act around others. So I wasn't purposely being
yeah, you didn't know any better.
Yeah, I just didn't know and no one told me. But it's not like I did anything really bad. It was just a bit obnoxious, and a bit annoying and stuff. But it's gotten a lot better now. My friends have actually said, you've gotten a lot better. Yeah, so it's nice, but I'm pretty different, I would say. And earlier you said I was really shy, but I'm actually not that shy around strangers. I feel like I'm just that way around you because you're just so outgoing that I'm taken aback sometimes.
Oh my gosh, I will write it down.
No, it's fine. I'm just flustered sometimes because I'm whoa, she's linking my arms. It's my first time seeing this person. What the hell?
That is so true. Yeah, because I'm the opposite of what people are not. So when I saw you, I probably didn't give you enough time to warm up, and I was like, oh, she's a shy one. I was like, let me take her under my wings. So then I became even more extroverted. But if I'm around super extroverted people, I just look at them and I feel so tired. I'm like, where do they get the energy? And then people tell me that I'm like that too.
Yeah, you're absolutely like that.
Yeah, cool. And then tell me, so obnoxious, were you a super smart kid?
Yeah, I was.
So, is that sort of the obnoxiousness, the kind of smart ally?
Yeah.
What kind of grades did you get? Ha ha ha. Got 99%. Oh, you got 60.
No, I didn't do that. It was just I was a little bit arrogant, but I didn't outwardly show it, but it's just you can kind of feel it sometimes when I say certain things. Yeah, you can feel it, and
that's cool. And then what was the sort of turning point into the nice Vanessa?
I wouldn't say that. No, it wasn't a set turning point. It was a gradual thing where I was I could give you an example. One of those things is when you give compliments to others, people like it, right?
Yeah.
But it's not I don't like giving compliments. I just don't think to give them.
Yeah.
So even if I think good about someone, I won't say it and I'll just think it.
Yeah.
But when I had friends in high school, I could see people complimenting each other, and then I can see that it makes their day and stuff. I'm wait, why don't I do that?
Yeah.
It's not I don't want to. It just doesn't occur to me that I should even do it.
Yeah.
It's just stuff like that I'm oh, I should do that more, and then it obviously improves your impression.
Yeah, that's true. You haven't complimented me ever. Do you want to give me a compliment?
I think I have, but you're... I mean, you're really extroverted, and it like brings up the mood a lot, though.
Aw,
like,
that's sweet.
yeah, when I'm like not like entirely in the best mood and stuff, like, yeah, when you just come up and you just link arms with me, I'm like, this person needs to stop, but there's a smile on my face, so
It's like, stop, but don't really stop.
Yeah.
Aw, so cute.
just not used to it.
Yeah.
It's nice though.
Okay, and then tell me more about the school environment. So you were the smart kid, not very popular. Were you sporty and you were super academic?
Yeah, I was really academic. Not really sporty though. And like I wouldn't say anything of popularity. It was just like average.
Yeah.
But like obviously, like I did have friends though. Still, it's just like friends who were able to like look past.
Yeah.
Like they just saw me for like my intentions, which were that I didn't mean to be like, you know, rude or obnoxious or anything.
Yeah.
So those are the type of friends who were able to like just ignore it and stuff. But I'd say the majority of people, especially at that age when you're like 10, 11, 12, like it's so easy to be annoyed by other people. So it's really hard for someone to just be like, oh, but she didn't mean it, so let's just ignore it. But like nowadays, like everyone's more like chill and laid back. When you grow up as an adult, like I find more people are like more forgiving about that sort of stuff, or like they're just like, well, she obviously didn't intend it in that way, so I'm not gonna think about it or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, young kids can be pretty petty.
yeah, it's just that age as well.
Yeah, that's true. And tell me more about what were your best subjects?
A bit cliche, but it was definitely math.
That Asian.
Yeah, that age. So like in high school I did like the math, I don't know, it's only an Australian thing, but math B and math C, which is like the harder math that you take. So math C is more like towards uni math, and then that was definitely my best subject. Oh, and I also took Japanese for a bit, which was also one of my really good subjects. But I was also good at legal. Like it was like, yeah, I would say, and like accounting, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were the, like in my mind at the time, it was like, oh, I'm definitely getting an A for this. Like, and that sounds obnoxious me saying it, but it was really rare for me not to get like good grades for those subjects.
Yeah, that's so interesting. I think it's like you're sort of like a super logical thinker, right?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
So sometimes I feel like maybe like the social cues, like you might not pick it up because a lot of the social cues, they don't necessarily like have a very like strong logic kind of thing behind it, and you can't like decode it like maths.
Yeah,
and
you are right.
Yeah, it's not black and white, right? It's just very grey.
Yeah. Like I'm a really rational person as well, so it's like if you want me to stop doing something, you have to say it.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like notice that, oh, your mood dropped or something, because my mind's just going on about other stuff, or like but you're right, I never thought about it that way.
I think that's what makes you such a great accountant, auditor kind of thing. Yeah. And then so when you were growing up, in terms of careers, what was sort of floating through your mind?
It was definitely like, I think from primary school, maybe like lawyer type of stuff, because I think
You make your Asian parents so proud. You're good at math. You want to be a lawyer.
Well, they didn't really. It's not like they wanted me to. They never said, "Oh, I want you to be a doctor" and stuff. But they obviously wanted me to have a prestigious career. Yeah. But I think that just thinking about being a lawyer was just really cool to me at the time. When you're like a little kid, you're like, "Oh my god, the law!" Like I can fight people like with the law and stuff. But I lost interest in that. Like after, I mean, like because I did well in high school, right? But it's just like the amount of reading you had to do and the amount of writing you had to do. I was like, I don't think I want to do this as a career. So.
Aww. Yeah. And then, so what did you end up studying, and how did you come to that conclusion?
So I ended up studying like commerce, obviously at QT, but it was 100% on a whim. Like I actually really didn't know what I wanted to do, so I actually did process of elimination.
Yeah,
so exactly I literally took out like the subject book. I was like, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, don't want to do that, and then it came down to like 2 or 3 options. I can't remember what they were at the time. It was probably like engineering and then like accounting and something.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, but then I was like, I'm also lazy, so I'm like, what's the easiest thing to do that I can still earn a lot in the future? And I was like, accounting.
Wow, too good. Also, you were such a super smart kid in high school that you did an accelerated maths program.
Yeah.
And you went to you did like a subject at uni while you were in high school.
Yeah.
Tell me more about that.
So it was just like It was just like a math 10. It's called Math 1051 at UQ, and it was one of the programs offered by the school. So the accelerated program, you're like 6 months ahead of the rest of the grade, and so that extra 6 months you have, like I was doing that UQ course in grade 12, and yeah, I did well on it, but I didn't think. It just gave me a taste of what it was like to do math in uni, or like doing it as a career, and I was like, I don't think I want to do it as a career. So I kind of, after that, I was like, I won't do that.
Yeah. Was it too dry for you?
Nah, it wasn't at all actually. Like the course itself, I actually somewhat enjoyed, but it was a really intensive course. Like it was like 3 lectures a week or something.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
And so I was like, and if you can't figure something out, it's like the end, right? Whereas with like reports and stuff, if you can't figure something out, you kind of like
that's
bullcrap your way through.
Yeah.
So I was like, I get the work, but then if I ever come across a time where I actually just 100% don't get it, I'm actually screwed. So.
Yeah. Maths is one of those things that's so black and white you can't fake it.
Yeah.
But like writing, you'd be like, I don't really like the way you wrote it, your tone, your voice, where the story went. That's why I didn't really like maths, because I couldn't hide it. I couldn't write like a long paragraph like, oh, sorry, miss, like I really understand what derivatives are, but like, I just couldn't solve it. I just know that this means something and I'm supposed to multiply something. You get 0 points for that kind of explanation.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, and just wondering, did your parents have like any expectations? All right, I already sort of asked that. They wanted you not to be a doctor, legal. They were like, yeah, prestige.
Yeah, like
but
so long
anything
as
else?
like they would have loved it if I was a doctor. But they didn't specifically say anything. They obviously just wanted me to have a good and prestigious career where they say they can be like proud of me, I guess.
Yeah, which they probably are right now.
Yeah.
They love flexing it to all their friends. Like, oh, my daughter, big 4 life. Yeah, and then tell me more about like, so you were like a year 12 student and then you went to UQ for a subject. Yeah, what was that sort of experience like? And wow, big adults, big world.
Well, we didn't actually go to the actual campus, so we stayed in the same accelerated class, and the teacher just taught us the stuff from that like course. But you you would use the class time to watch the lectures or watch the tutorials. So it was basically online, but at school. If you get what I mean.
That's so boring.
But we needed help though. The teacher helped us and stuff. We just needed to ask them what we needed help on. But yeah, it was almost just like now, like we just do online courses, but it was just done at high school.
Yeah, because I was going to say, once you go to the UQ campus, you probably wouldn't have chosen QT.
No, well, I did go for the exam.
Oh, wow, your first taste.
Yeah, and it was like, I don't know, I didn't feel that different. I was just in an exam.
You would have went during jacaranda season, which is the most prettiest. Like jacarandas, and there's like a carpet of purple. And I saw it and I just fell in love with UQ.
I think I was just thinking about the math test. I don't remember.
Okay.
I don't know about those flowers or anything.
Maybe we can plan a trip to UQ one day. Wow, too good. And also, so tell me how it was studying Bachelor of Commerce in majoring in accounting. How did you sort of enjoy it? Were you like, yeah, man, I love accounting, or?
Well, considering I chose my career based on process of elimination, I wouldn't say I absolutely loved accounting. It was more like, what am I least likely going to dislike?
Yeah, that's true.
So it was pretty chill though, because I did well in high school. It wasn't that much of a struggle. Like obviously there are some subjects that I'm like, oh, this is a little bit harder than the others, and like group projects are always hard. But I didn't really struggle throughout uni.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It was obviously deadlines, assignments and stuff, and anyone gets like stressed out when they're approaching. But
were you like a big procrastinator?
No, not at all.
Wow.
Yeah, so
shouldn't be stressed at all then.
Yeah.
Got a smart brain, got good time management.
Because I just get anxiety when like my assignments aren't done and stuff. So like 2 weeks prior, I would start planning out what parts I would get done and stuff. So most of the time, I would actually get my assignments done like a week before due date.
You're the dream child.
So even if I procrastinate, it's only like a difference between do I get the assignment done a week early or a week and a half early.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Were you like a full GPA 7 student?
No, it was like 6 point something. I can't remember anymore.
Pretty good. Not bad. Also, I saw that you also worked during uni doing some customer-facing roles.
Yeah.
And I was like, Vanessa's so shy. But obviously I have such a skewed impression because you said you're not that shy. Oops.
I'm awkward though, but not too shy around strangers.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, tell me about the H&M sales advisor role.
Oh my god. No, that actually helped me come out of my shell a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, because that one was.
Bless H&M. I'll buy more shirts from them.
Oh god. I feel like my chill personality, like more of my chill personality, came out just from working at the job because you have to, because it's if you're stiff when you serve customers and stuff, it's just. I know it doesn't feel. It feels really awkward.
Yeah,
and like
it does.
yeah. So I think just over time I started learning how to just treat people more casually and like kind of be more comfortable with like strangers and just randomly talking about any topic that anyone comes up with when you're at the checkout and stuff.
Yeah.
So like yeah, I do think. Like although working in customer service wasn't the best experience. But I think I definitely. If I had to relive my life, I'd probably do it again just so I can, because I like my personality now and I like what like the people skills I've learned from that. So. Yeah,
that's awesome. Do you have any horror stories you'd like to share?
No, actually.
Oh, too good. We'll buy 2 more shirts. Kidding.
Yeah, like I feel like all my co-workers and stuff, they always at least have one horror story where like this customer did this to me or like they complained about me. I didn't really get any of those. Like obviously I've had customers that weren't as nice, but it's never to the extent where I'm like, oh, that was terrible. Yeah,
that's pretty good. And I also feel like, because you're not very like, I would say like probably not very emotional person.
Yeah, I'm not.
So like someone like if like someone is like really pissed at the checkout and they're like, oh my god, you'll be like, oh hi, like how can I help you solve it, right? Like what would you like me to do about that? And then like I think you have this sort of like calming kind of presence. Yeah, it's very soothing and nice.
Oh, thank you.
Wow, there you go, another compliment. So I feel like you can't really add fuel to the fire, which is probably like sort of good in a customer kind of role. Yeah.
Or I just go straight to the manager.
Yeah.
Don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, but that's kind of how your brain works. It's just like someone's super emotional and you're like, what's the solution?
Yeah, that's 100% how it works.
Wow, too good. Things I learned on a podcast.
You see right through me right now.
Yeah. Too good. Anything interesting about the sales assistant role at Maya?
No, because that one, the reason why H&M was more impactful to me is because at Maya, I was actually working like behind the scenes. So I didn't actually face customers all that much. It was more like a packing, like online packing order kind of role. So no, not much to say about that. I mean, I was only there for like 2 months anyway. So,
Fair enough. And sort of how did you sort of balance uni and like, working in retail? Was it like, you would do 2 days at retail and then like 3 days cram all your classes in?
So there's like a set amount of hours you had to work in retail. And so I was like part-time there. And whenever I got my uni timetable, I would just let them know my availability and they would just slot in my shifts around that. So that's just how I did it. So I usually went out like 4 days a week probably for work, but it would only be for like 5 hours each. And then I would just go to my uni classes like normal. Wasn't that hard to be honest.
Oh, too good. Yeah. And then how did you sort of like the contrast between high school and university? Did you have a preference? One is a sort of more relaxed kind of freedom model. Another one was more kind of people like watching over you, spoon feeding you kind of vibes.
Yeah, well, there are obviously pros and cons for both because in uni it's like if you're lost you really have to go and like book in time with the lecturer or the tutor, whereas in high school you just walk up to the teacher or something. But I probably do prefer uni just because like it's a lot more independent, a lot more self-sufficient, and I don't have any problems with that really. Though it is hard to say because most of my degree was done online because of COVID. So there wasn't like people like when you go to uni join clubs and have fun because I couldn't really do that anyway. So it's just it was like whatever.
Did that was that like a depressing 2 years of your life staying home or not really?
No, not at all. I'm super introverted. Yeah, I loved it. Don't have to commute. Don't have to speak to people. Like I was like, this is my normal life. I was already staying at home anyways.
Yeah. But do you think like if it wasn't COVID, you would actually go out there, you know, club societies, join them, or not really?
I did end up joining like clubs and societies at the end of my first year or beginning of the second year, but I actually don't think I would have turned up to any of the events.
Wow, you're like the only person I know where like COVID did not affect their lives. Wow, I think the survival of the introverts during the pandemic.
100%.
Yeah, too good. And then when you're like, you know, nearing towards graduation and you're thinking about jobs and stuff, like what was your sort of application process like?
I was just like towards the end of second year or like in my second year of uni because that's my penultimate year.
Yeah.
So I was just kind of like applying for like any like mid-tier or big firms, like big four firms, and I was just like, I'll just give it a go. Like I didn't think much of it. Yeah. Because I actually didn't expect to go and get into a big four, to be honest. Like I was just apply, like it doesn't hurt. Yeah. And then I just got in as a vacationer in 2020, and then they kept me.
Oh, actually, maybe you did. You wrote it as undergrad.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, and how was your vac experience? Because it was like 2 months, right?
Yeah, it was like 2 or 3 months, I think. Yeah, it was fine. Like, because you don't know much when you go, and no one really gives you like really hard work. You just get the really simple stuff. So, I mean, there was not much I could say about it, but the team was really nice, and I liked the environment of our team. Like, because everyone was just really chill, and everyone was nice, and everyone's understanding that you don't know anything yet because you just came in. Yeah. So so when they asked if I wanted to stay, I was like, yeah.
Well, and then you continued working at KPMG
through my last year of uni as well, and then when I graduated, I started full time.
Wow. Yeah. And then when you're doing part time, were you just doing 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days.
Yeah. And then I guess that wasn't really hard to balance because you just swapped out the retail with the KPMG pretty much. Yeah. Wow, and did you have any sort of like imposter syndrome, you know, working at Big Four, whatnot?
No, not really.
Wow, I love this.
Yeah. Well, like, wait. Can you explain imposter syndrome? I feel like I might not.
So imposter, it's kind of feel like you don't belong, and maybe you feel like, oh man, like I got in here by accident. Everyone's so smart. I don't get how stuff.
Yeah, nah.
Not at all. Too good. Maybe if I had a bit less emotions, my life would be a lot easier.
I was just like, cool, I made it in, and like, there are obviously times where I'm like, oh, I wonder if I didn't do that well, and people are secretly like annoyed. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, no one said anything, and they know I'm just a casual. So if it's that big of an issue, they'll bring it up.
Yeah, that's so logical. I need to talk to you more. I need to hang out with you more. So do you suffer from chronic overthinking?
Because I don't pick up on social cues sometimes. But like, I feel like I did it so much in high school that now I've learned how to like brainwash myself to just stop thinking about it.
Wow, you're going to teach me after this podcast.
Like, anytime I start overthinking, I'm like, nah, stop thinking about it, because even if you think about it, nothing changes. Like, I either action it, like if I'm worried I offended someone, I'll message them and be like, hey, was what I said like over the line, or like, are you okay with that? Or if I choose not to action it, don't think about it, because it doesn't change anything.
Wow, I love it.
It's really logical. Yeah,
you're gonna draw that decision tree out for me. Too good. Yeah, tell me more about being in KPMG Enterprise. So, what's the kind of a day in the life for you? You'll say, you know, blah blah blah. It's different for every day, but roughly, what time do you get up, check emails? How much is meetings? How much is like financial statements or whatever?
Well, like as a grad, we don't really have too many meetings, but it's just like, well, I start the day, I wake up at 6 because it takes a while for me to commute. So I get ready, and then I usually rock up to the office at around like 8 to 8:15. Yeah. And then we don't get that many emails either, so it doesn't take that long. I just jump right into any work that I have, like on the jobs that I'm on and stuff. Yeah. And it's not that different. Like, when it's during busy season, you're going to have to work a bit more sometimes. But I think this busy season wasn't that bad for me as well. So, I don't know if I just got lucky with the projects I was put on, but it was okay, And Yeah, no, like I said, not too many meetings at the moment. Like all the managers and stuff, you check their calendars, they have meetings.
Yeah,
like,
all the
the
time.
entire day.
Yeah.
It's like, but no, it's like if it's in, and it's only like an hour or something like that. But I think this week I literally had like no meetings basically, except for the KPMG firm-wide ones.
Yeah, that's cool. Are you someone that, you know, works and plays music or?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
My earphones are always in.
Has that do not disturb me look on the face while working?
Yeah, but I actually don't mind when people come to me and ask questions. It's just they have to get my attention first.
Yeah, that's cool. And how do you find like concentration? Because uni, like we don't really ever have like a 9 to 5 where we just have to sit here. Like, do you struggle with, you know, like getting distracted or blah blah blah?
Yeah. Every now and then, like when I'm really busy, you don't have time to get distracted, so it's fine. But when it's like not that busy, I do go on my phone sometimes, like when I'm like out of it, because I'm like distracted or. But I feel like I don't get distracted that often because when work needs to be done, you just do it.
Wow, that's so weird. Because you don't like ever think about like, do I feel like doing it? You just do it.
No, yeah, you just do. I mean, you get paid for it, so you do the work. Like I feel like if I didn't do my work, I would feel guilty. Yeah. So there isn't that many times where I'm like, oh, I'm just not gonna do it.
Yeah.
And it shows if you don't do your work as well. You're just digging yourself a grave if you don't do it.
Yeah, that's true. And what about how do you manage sort of stress in your job, if there is any?
Yeah. I just tank it. I just deal with it. Because if you get stressed, well, you can get stressed when there's like a deadline or something, right?
Yeah.
But you just gotta do the work, right? Or you like, and like you said earlier, I'm a bit of a problem solver. So when I get stressed about something, okay, what's causing me stress? That work's not done. Let's get it done. That's just how it is. Like, because I don't like feeling anxious. I don't like feeling stressed. So I try to figure out where it's coming from, and then I just try and solve it. Which is like, you know, why I get my assignments done early. Yeah. So I don't like feeling anxious, so I just do it.
Yeah, that's true. Have you ever felt like super overwhelmed?
At work?
Yeah.
Not yet. But I feel like it will probably happen like next year when I'm like a senior.
Yeah.
But as a grad, like you don't really have the responsibilities on you just yet. Yeah. So it's less stressful so far.
Yeah, that's cool. And like, what kind of people do you think will suit your work?
Yeah, probably someone that's like really logical and stuff. And obviously good with numbers. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like if you're like the artsy type or creative type, audit's probably not for you. Or you could do it for like 2 years and then leave. Yeah. Probably. But yeah, it's definitely a really... Oh, there is like judgment involved. But most of the time it's just like, oh, do the numbers. Yeah. Is it below threshold? Is it above threshold? Is it okay? And stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. Do you have any advice to grads, vacationers, etc.?
Just in general?
Yeah.
I mean, I would say just like enjoy being a vacationer and grad while you're there, because like I said earlier, you don't really have too many responsibilities. Yeah. So that'll probably be like the last few years where you can kind of chill at work and like, you know, have a bit more spare time. I feel like when I look at my seniors now, I'm like, oh, I kind of don't want to be like that next year, but I don't have a choice.
Be stressed. Yeah, that's true. By the way, are you doing your CA?
Yeah, I am.
How's that? Is there any stress?
Oh yeah, there is, because there actually is, because I followed what... Can I say her name here? I don't know.
Beep.
Yeah, I followed what she did.
Yeah.
Because she's like, this is the hardest one, so I want to get out of the way. Yeah. But that's not her first subject that she did, that's her second one, but this is my first one. And I feel like I shouldn't have chosen the hardest course to start. Yeah. Because I didn't get time to like, you know, dip my toes in and like get a feel of what like the expectations are for exams and stuff. I just went straight into the hardest one. So it was stressful because I was like, I don't know what to expect, and I really shouldn't have started with the hardest one. Yeah. I feel like if I had done some of the easier ones first and then done that, I probably would be less stressed. But I mean, it's over now, so...
Yeah, done is done.
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah, nice. And then we're nearly at the end of the podcast, so just a few more quick questions. So what do you think the meaning of life is, Vanessa?
That's a really philosophical
question. I know, right? For a super logical person. Let's go.
Like, it might sound depressing, but like right now, it's like... even if I died tomorrow, I probably wouldn't have that many thoughts on it. Like it would just like I'd be like, oh, whatever. Like it's like I wouldn't be like that regretful. I guess you could say I don't really have any regrets. It's like, well, I've done what I can, and this is what it is. Like, and I did speak to my siblings about this. They're like, you don't seem to have like a clear reason to live. You're just living just for the sake of living. True. I'm like, yeah, that's true. Like, and they're like, you can find a reason. Like, you know, my sister, she has a partner. She's like, you know, I want to be with this person and stuff like that. Well,
so romantic, guys. Oh,
but actually, I don't remember if she actually, just in case she sees this for a reason.
Yeah. Disclaimer.
But
I'm not
like,
sure.
You're not sure. But like, that would be one of her reasons, right?
Yeah.
Or I don't remember what my brother said either, but he has a reason as well. But he's like, you can try to find a reason. I don't know, do you want to go travel and stuff? Yeah, I do, but is that enough of a reason to want to live?
Yeah. Like, it's like it doesn't feel strong enough to justify.
Yeah. But it's not like I'm depressed or anything. It's just I just don't have that drive or anything, I guess. But you know, I'll look for that reason and see if I can find one. Yeah, I'll let you know. One day, I found out why I want to move.
Who are you again? Kidding. We will keep in contact.
Yeah.
So, Vanessa, if you won the lottery tomorrow, what would you do differently about your life?
Like your question, you said like finances were not a concern. So you mean like without debt and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like I would pay my debt first and then still have remainder. Yeah. I'll probably be more open to like jumping to just trying out random jobs and stuff, right?
That's true.
So like because right now the reason why you wouldn't randomly change your job is for stability, for your future career and stuff. But like I mean, if that's not an issue and finances aren't a concern, it's like I'll just try whatever I want and just see how it goes and stuff. And I wouldn't worry too much about the future if I have like a lot left over just for my retirement and stuff.
Yeah, that's a pretty good response. Yeah, be more adventurous.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool. And what is an ideal perfect day in life for you? It can be work related, it can be non-work related, etc.
Staying at home doing nothing.
And what do you mean like doing nothing? Like surely lying on your bed for like 7 hours can get a bit boring.
Well, like, you know, watching shows or like
K-dramas?
reading the or like anime.
Woo!
Or reading like, you know, novels and stuff. Like when I say do nothing, it just means nothing productive done. Like a day just doing what I want to do with like no chores, like nothing on my to-do list that I need to complete. It's just like a full day of lounging around, because for me that's healing. Like I think for a lot of people going out with their friends and stuff is healing, but for me it's just having that time to myself.
Wow, that's healing. The definition of introvert. Too good. So we're pretty much at the end of the podcast. How was your experience?
It was great, actually. Like I feel like I'm speaking a lot more. You can probably see that I'm not that shy, actually. I feel like once I started, it just I feel chill.
Naturally. You were like shaking in the beginning, and you were so nervous.
Well, you made me feel comfortable, I guess. There's a compliment.
2 compliments. I'll find you another one after the podcast. Anyway,